Lightly Row is an American folk song from the 19th century. The same tune was used in a popular children's song in Germany called Hanschen, klein, or Little Hans. The actual notes in print, what we call the score, can be traced all the way back to 1784. Lightly Row is based on seconds and thirds, or steps and skips. Let's take a look at the first two lines. Notice the skips on the words lightly row and then off we go. Both of these skips go down. The first skip uses the line notes G and E, and then there's a skip right after it too that uses space notes F and D. You will remember that in the C position, the finger numbers on G and E are 5 and 3. You may wiggle. And the finger numbers for F and D are 4 and 2. Mainly we'll use the right hand here. Let's try playing that on the keyboard. We have 5, 3, 3, 4, 2, 2. And on the second line, the same idea comes back. G, E, E, F, D, D. Now, let's look at the end of line 1. The words are "o'er the rolling waves we go." So now we know that the people singing are out on the ocean in their little boat or kayak. Doesn't that sound like fun? Notice how the notes move from line to space and space to line. We can easily identify that these are steps moving up and followed by sames at the end. We will play fingers 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. Let's compare those steps to the end of line 2, where the words go, "Wave from shore we glide." Since these notes are all line notes, we recognize that they are skips. And we will play our fingers 1, 3, 5, 5, 1. And back to our middle C there. If we look down to line 4, we notice that it's identical in the way lines 1 and 2 start. And if you compare the last two measures, would you say that these are based on steps like line 1 or more like the skips on line 2? Well, we have to conclude that they're based just exactly like the skips. So we'll play the same way as we did already. This brings us to the left hand. Notice the use of the C and the G7 chords. In between these two chords is a half rest. Remember to let 2 silent beats go by before you play the second chord. We can take a minute to find our C chord and count 1, 2, off, 2, and change to the G7, 1, 2, off, 2. You will remember in our study of rest that rests are silent beats, and we want to remember that a quarter rest looks like a squiggle. It's equal to 1 like the quarter note. A half rest looks like a little hat. It's equal to 2 like the half note. And a whole rest is equal to 4 just like the whole note. And we want to remember to watch for those rests in the score. Okay, finally, check out the whole note C chord at the end of the line. But it's not just 4 counts, because there's another C chord attached to it by using little curved lines. These lines are called ties. A tie is a curved line which connects notes on the same line or space. You strike the first chord, hold it for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you carry it across for an additional 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a total combined value of 8 counts, and that's what a tie does. It sustains the notes that are under or over these ties. So it's going to sound together 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure your left hand stays down for the whole notes. Now, when we want to try our hands together, the best thing is to tap the rhythm before trying to play it so that we can coordinate both hands. Let's see how that's going to sound. We want to make sure that we lift for the half rest even while the right hand is playing its notes. So this is the tricky part, to make sure we lift on beat 3 in the left hand. Something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to turn over my hand to show that silence. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, when we get to the next part of the phrase, we're going to make sure that we keep our left hand down after we strike it. Something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice my left hand did not move on that tie. Comparing to line 2, the rhythm is absolutely identical. So make sure that you know how to flip your left hand over. On the keyboard, when we do our hands together, we will simply lift for the rest in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the tie. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And line 3 is simply D's. And left hand is 3 on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how the whole piece sounded, together with the skips, the steps, and the half rest lifts. The challenge in this piece is whether you can play the right hand quarter notes while at the same time you lift your left hand for the half rest. Let's see how coordinated you are. So, keep your eyes on the notes and see if you can paint a musical picture of a little surfboard or kayak bobbing over the waves. Good luck.